to cross the River Tiber now. River Tiber is ahead of us. We cross on a bridge. And the River Tiber is the river that runs through Rome. We call it Tevere, T-E-V-E-R-E. And as you can see, is pretty low down there. It's not very big. It's not very clean either. And but it's because this river is here that Rome is here. I mean, in fact, because of an island. The only island on the River Tiber is not visible from here, further down, but that island was a very easy crossing point, and nearby that island, that's where the most famous 7 hills of Rome were. You saw maybe a couple of hills already. There's another hill ahead of us, but none of these are actually the 7 hills of Rome. Rome is made of a large urban area now, which includes an area for 3 million people to live in. Almost 3 million people live in Rome right now, and that makes it the biggest city in Italy. The second biggest is Milan, with a population of 1.5 million approximately. And so the biggest city of Italy, the capital of Italy, but these many people only came about really well after World War II. You see, Rome historically had a very small population. Well, not in the ancient times. In the ancient time, it was gigantic. In the ancient time, it had a population of about 1 million. We don't know for sure, but most scholars agree with the figures between 1 million, 1,200,000. Okay, there are some that even say 2 millions because there were a lot of slums and rickety places just around Rome. But we don't have evidence of that. Some people say a little less, but most scholars agree with that figure, 1 million, 1,200,000. Now that wouldn't probably impress you. It doesn't really impress us now, a city of 1 million. But then, when the total population of Europe was less than what the population of Italy is now, it was a massive thing, because in the rest of the world there would have been like a handful of cities with more than 20,000 people. So the average city would be 20,000. And now we are driving by one of the gates of Rome. In fact, on the right hand side you see a very interestingly looking gate with lots of marble and bricks. Now this is actually the main gate into Rome from the north. Okay, the Flaminian Way it's actually this street which is on the left, straight to Florence. And if you look through the arches, please look through the arches, you see Piazza del Popolo, People Square. See, there is an Egyptian obelisk in the middle, which is actually Egyptian, and a couple of churches there. It's a beautiful square. This was the welcome to Rome. And there is also a structure here with a dome right behind this wall, which is the Santa Maria del Popolo Church, St. Mary of the People Church, and that's a very beautiful church right there. Interestingly, that's where Luther lived in Rome. When he was in Rome, Luther came through that gate, right? And he actually stayed there.
Very good.
He didn't like what he saw.
No.
Besides, in that one, that dome I just showed you, that dome, if you go inside, you see that it's covered in the inside part with mosaics. Mosaics designed by Raphael. Those were there, they were just brand new when Luther was here at the beginning of 1500s. And Luther saw those mosaics for sure, because we can assume that, because he was living in a monastery attached to the church. He must have seen what Raphael had just done. And what Raphael did there was representing God surrounded by the planets and the gods of the Greek and the Romans.
Oh, okay.
So there is a very unorthodox mixture of paganism and Christianity right there. And that obviously was not the cup of tea for Luther's cup of tea. I didn't like that. So but anyway. So that's the entrance into Rome from the north. And we're driving now through a park, which is a very beautiful park, actually. Not so well kept, I must say, but no flowers. But it's a nice park. This is the Borghese Park, Borghese. And Borghese was the name of a family, a very important family. They had a pope at the beginning of 1600s, and this was their gardens, basically, their park, their private park. Then later on it became public. But still now we have a building inside this park, further on the left down there, where this one cardinal belonging to the Borghese family kept his beautiful collection of art, and it's still visible now. It's a museum, and it's the Borghese Gallery. So I told you the gate, and you probably saw that there was a wall on both sides of the gate, and we're gonna see this wall again, and we're gonna go through another gate. Now this wall, which is actually more visible now on the right, can you see the brick wall down there? Well, that's the Aurelian Wall. That's the actual wall that was built by Emperor Aurelian. Aurelian died in 275. Excuse me. Sorry. Now the center of Rome, an area, as I said before, with a population about 1,200,000. But then after the fall of the Roman Empire, the population shrank to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. It varied throughout the centuries, and it only went to 1 million, back to 1 million again at the time of Mussolini in the 1900s. Okay, so that's for a long time Rome was basically like a small town, compared to other European cities. And after World War II, it became back to Italy. Now, we're not far to our destination, we're almost there. You can leave the things you don't need on the bus, and you can take the things you need with you. So we're going to spend some time around in this area. By the way, we are driving right now in the most expensive and elegant street of Rome. It is called Via Veneto, V-E-N-E-T-O, Via Veneto. And this is where the most expensive hotels are, the Excelsior Hotel we just passed on the left, the most expensive bars, restaurants, and there is also a palace that used to belong to the Queen Mother. It's the next palace on the left. You see, we used to have a monarchy here, we used to have a royal family, and the Queen Mother, Queen Margherita, used to live in this palace. Check out that flag. Can you see that flag? Can you recognize it? Well, of course you can. It's your flag. That's the American flag. This is your embassy. This is the American embassy. And the Queen Mother Margherita used to own this palace. By the way, Margherita, 30 back here.
It was built in the 1600s, and this kind of crypt, which is, you will think of a crypt as something underground, but we're actually above ground here, oddly. But anyway, it was located here in the 1600s when the Capuchin had this one built. Before then, the Capuchin were living in another, not too far from here, near another church of Rome, and that's where they had the previous crypt. From there to here, they brought all the different skulls with wheelbarrows to here, and they accumulated more down here. Okay, so this is a church built in the 1600s. It's called Santa Maria della Concezione, Saint Mary of the Conception. Okay, there is an offering of €1. Represented the devil with the features of the cardinal. Little he knew that in 1644 the cardinal became Pope, Innocent X. Innocent X. So basically what you're gonna see here is a devil with the face of a Pope. But the painter didn't know it was gonna be that.